Hello, this is Christy Schaefer, and welcome to the Attitude of Altitude. This week, I want to focus in on a couple of stories that have been in the news. The first one being the fire that took place at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Such a tragedy. I was just shocked to see all of that on TV. A few years back, my husband and I got a chance to go to Paris, and we climbed up the Notre Dame Cathedral, and we saw all the gargoyles. We even got to touch the bell that is on the inside of that cathedral that you don't see from the outside, but you would hear it, and so it was such a tragedy to see that cathedral burned down. In fact, I don't know if you had noticed, but there's a picture going around where you can see how the fire came all the way down to the actual church that was still used for services there in France, and you could see all of the rubble of the wood and the charred wood just piled up, and there in the center stands a gold cross that was not torn down at all. And as a person of faith, that picture speaks volumes to me. This week is Easter, and Christians celebrate Easter, not just because of the life and death of Jesus, but because of the resurrection of Jesus. And so that means so much to us. In fact, that picture brought a scripture to mind that I wanted to share with you in 2 Corinthians 4. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. I don't know if they will rebuild that cathedral in Paris. I suspect that they will. Kind of like we here in the U.S. rebuilt the towers in New York City. And it didn't happen overnight. It was brick by brick. And yet, as those towers were rebuilt, there was hope and there was healing. I think of another news story this week, the story of Tiger Woods. And what an inspiring story that has been to so many. Tiger Woods was claimed for years as the greatest golfer of all time. And then, due to personal issues and health issues, he really lost his game. He just could not get his game back. And it took about 11 years. And during that time, he rebuilt piece by piece, practice by practice. And this week, he got his game back, I'd say, as he won the Masters in golf. And I don't know where you're at right now in life. If you feel like you've had a fire come through your life, you feel like there's parts of your life that have been destroyed, maybe you're having trouble getting your game back. And I just want to encourage you today, don't just focus in on the destruction, but picture where you want to be. Picture that cathedral and what it's going to look like when it's all rebuilt. And then, brick by brick, piece by piece, rebuild and know where your strength comes from. I hope this has been encouraging for you today and that you have a great week. I'll see you next week.